Alright, I can't believe I have to sit here and say this, but sometimes there are controversies that you shouldn't talk about or cover because you don't want to give them more attention. But this one is one where it's already gotten the notoriety that it has. Now, if you don't know anything about this, I'm going to give just a brief summary of what happened. Now, there is an individual in the community who started a hashtag on Twitter, but let's just say it had something to do with grapes and Bungie, and if you catch my flow, it was just a very unsavory thing to post. I don't know what was going through this person's head when they posted it, and yeah, of course, they're not gonna let you play the game after you made such a heinous hashtag. Lest we remember that Bungie doesn't just sell you the game, they sell you the license to the game, and they allow you to play it. And not that I want to get into the whole litigation. Of course, you should be able to play certain games if you bought them, but when you risk your ability to play like this, then yeah, it's in their hands. They can choose whether or not to allow you to continue playing their game. And of course, some people might see this as a breaking of the chains. Oh, you don't have to play Destiny anymore. But it really should be a cautionary tale. Because even if you don't like Destiny right now, you're not vibing with it, it's maybe the worst live service game out there right now. I'm sure some people might say that. And sure, it's in a horrible state. There's no denying that. And the tweet here that DMG put out regarding the whole issue and a comment that someone else had, which was basically just like whataboutism, right? You're banning people that are harassing Bungie employees, your colleagues, but you're not banning cheaters as efficiently as you could. And I will say, yeah, sure, cheating in the game is not great, but just because we can see that two things are true, that yes, harassing Bungie employees and yes, cheating in the game is really bad at the moment, does not mean you should be doing one thing only. If you only ban people who are harassing you, yeah, okay, it's a bad luck. You're just hating on your haters, and I think there's a limit to what you can say, of course. Everyone jokingly says fuck Bungie every now and then, or I hate Bungie, or I hate this game. And when you cross that line, you should be ready to face the consequences. And if you're not, then, well, you're going to be surprised. And the whole cheating thing, it doesn't matter at that point. Because cheating in a video game, yeah, I get it. It's frustrating. You're 6-0 on a trials card, and you run into a cheater, and you have to do another match after that. Or maybe you run into that cheater again. And the only thing you can do is report that person and stick those matches out and hope you eventually get a match where you're not facing a cheater so you can complete your flawless run. But at the end of the day, is it really that bad as opposed to being harassed online? And not only with threats of sexual harassment or assault, but Bungie devs get death threats and a myriad of other threats sent their way. And this isn't to say that they are the only people that should ever be immune to this. Nobody should have to deal with this. Not even you. If you're a person who's out there threatening these devs, I would never want you to get threatened by somebody else just because you're doing it. I mean, two wrongs don't make something right. It's just wrong. And cheating in the game is wrong. But the effect of cheating is not nearly as important as somebody else's mental health. And yeah, sure, I'm a soy boy. The devs are soy boys and they're soft and they can't take a joke. But for the love of just whatever, you don't know what a person's been through. You don't know if the person you are threatening with sexual assault has been through that. You could trigger someone's PTSD. And honestly, it doesn't matter. You could start making someone have that trauma anyway from online. And this is why we see less and less engagement with devs online. And when they don't engage with the community, you can't blame them because there are people like this that exist out there. And I wouldn't want to engage with people like that. I'd rather private my profile. And I myself have been victim to shit like this. and homophobia is still very much a thing. It doesn't go away just because you think it's gone away, and you know it's horrible. And so again, I hate giving this a platform, but it's very much something we need to talk about, because if you want to grow a community, even if you're not a content creator, if you want to be a part of the Destiny community, we need to make sure people who engage in this activity are not a part of it, or they change their ways, they become better people, so that they're not constantly doing shit like this. And again, just looking at this tweet, I know we said we're going to look at it earlier, but I'll read the whole thing right now. So DMG tweets, looked into this. I think any game studio should be able to remove players from their game that checks notes, creates a hashtag saying the studio should be sexually assaulted, but it's just a joke. It's not a fucking joke. Grow up or get out. Zero tolerance for that shit. If you went into a restaurant and told an employee something to that degree, you'd be kicked out. Focus on banning cheaters. Our teams can do both. And I just want to say, the last part there with the restaurant stuff, I've worked at a restaurant before. People have been kicked out for saying even the softest amount of things as far as threatening people go. Usually they're drunk, or they think they're entitled, whatever, you know, Karens and all that. But most restaurant owners or managers will not fuck around, because not only are you being an ass to their employees, but you are also disturbing business. Other people will see that, who are just chilling, eating, and they will be turned off. They might leave faster, they might not get dessert. It drives business away, and it does the very same thing for Bungie. So not only is this a decision based on the mental health of their devs and the well-being of their devs, which is the most important part, don't forget that, but it's also a business decision, because people don't want to see this type of shit when they're playing a game. They want to escape the reality of the world and the harshness of people being like this. They don't want to have to engage with it on a game as well in their free time, you know, when they're not at work or doing whatever. I can certainly guarantee you that if people are doing this to devs, they're probably doing it to players in the game as well, and it might not be the only reason why they end up getting banned. And sure, you might say, well, it's outside of the game. Doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. I'm sure maybe there's somewhere in the TOS that any behavior, regardless of whether or not it's inside of D2, can result in your being banned, and it should. It honestly should, because again, if you're gonna do it on Twitter or TikTok or Instagram, you're probably going to do it in a text chat, or maybe you're crashing out at your Trials teammates or your LFG that can't seem to get a mechanic down. You need to get a handle on yourself if you act like this. It is insane. If you're frustrated with Bungie because they're not doing the things they need to as efficiently as they should, there are other ways you can deal with that. You can stop playing the game first and foremost, which is probably the most effective way to let Bungie hear your message. You don't like what you're being given at the moment in the game, drop it, leave it alone, and the metrics will go down, and that's that. Or make a video about it, make a Reddit post, maybe even make a tweet at DMG and tell him what you think is wrong with the game right now in a polite and respectful manner. It's really not that hard to do any of these things, yet people always find a way to get themselves in trouble while also hurting other people. And you can have your cake and eat it too. You can express your feelings and be able to keep your account and not hurt other people. So, just a thought. Words hurt us more than you may think, especially in the digital age. And yeah, we can talk about cheating a different day. This is mostly about how you treat other people, and that's it. And I kind of wish DMG didn't mention anything about that, but whataboutism is so insane, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in this scenario, and if you think it does, you're dumb. That's all I have to say. You're dumb. Treat not just devs, but people the way you want to be treated. It's cliche, the golden rule, all that shit, but it's true. It's true. Anyway, that's enough yapping from me. Don't be an ass. See ya.